Hello, welcome to this short video about how to write personal statements for postgraduate study. My name is Jane Pimblett and I'm one of the careers consultants at BU. Okay, so what we're going to cover today is what is the purpose of personal statements and what is it the admissions tutors who are going to be reading those personal statements will want to see. Tips on how to structure your personal statement, and we'll go through some useful resources to help you do that. Just to remind you of the application process, you probably know this already. The overview is really usually about September or March of an academic year is the time to start thinking about applying. Some courses have specific deadlines where you need to apply. Others, they'll accept applications right up to the deadline, but you do need to do your research early to find out what the situation is in that particular university and whether you apply directly to the university or through UCAS, for example. Important thing is to actually go to the university's open day, because part of the application process is you need to be convincing them as to why you want to go to their particular course at their institution, as opposed to just, copy and pasting the same information into your personal statement if you're applying to more than one postgraduate course. So do have a look at the university website to find out when the next postgraduate open day is and go to it. It's really important to go to those. And also, really, the application isn't going to be done straight away. You need to give yourself enough time to collate the information, write it, proofread it, write it again, maybe give it to other people to have a look at, like your academics on your undergraduate course. So all of those things take time. So what is it they're looking for in a good personal statement? Well, it's really trying to show that you belong on that course by showing what you've done before that's relevant to what you want to do in the future. So how does that master's or postgraduate course fit into your past and to your future plans? It also gives them an opportunity to assess your academic abilities and how they fit in with their particular course. So talking about your current academic experience and also things that you've done extracurricular are also important on this. And really, you've got to be positive and enthusiastic for every single course that you apply for, because that's going to come across in your statement that you are really passionate about doing that course at their particular institution. So you do need to know about what makes them different from other universities offering a similar postgraduate course. So really, again, this all goes back to attending the open day and finding out those little nuggets of information that may not be on the website that, the academics can tell you when you go and talk to them, or you might get a chance to talk to other students that are studying the course that you want to do. There's a little short video here that's on YouTube that gives a really good summary about writing a personal statement. So if you've got a chance, have a look at it. It's only a few minutes. Okay, so attributes, as I've said before, positive, using enthusiastic language. Make sure that you use short sentences, that you don't waffle on. Use a professional tone. Use the sort of language that demonstrates that you have the ability and you are right to be applying for that course. And then obviously, whenever you say why you want to do something, you've got to back it up with evidence. So you can't just say that you're interested in something without saying where that interest has come from. So always use evidence to back up your claims. And as I said before, just be very concise. There will be a word count probably for each personal statement. So you don't want to waste those precious words on things that are just waffling. So avoid, as I say, waffling cliches in your personal statement. Don't exaggerate your abilities, because the personal statement is often what they will use to question you if you're invited to interview. And if you really don't have that knowledge or that skill or to that ability, then it's going to come out in the interview. Again, poor spelling and grammar. This is why it's important to proofread, so avoid those sorts of scenarios, and don't ignore the word count, So you need to sort of structure your personal statement with an introduction. It's a bit like writing an essay, really. So your background, why you're applying for the course, then the content. So your evidence goes into the content section, and then a little summary at the end. So it's like telling your story about why they should know that you are right for their course and that you're going to succeed and see it through. So you're committed and enthusiastic. That's what they're looking for. If they've got two people that have got the same background qualifications, but one comes across as really enthusiastic, they'll take that person over the one who's less enthusiastic. So there are some examples here of postgraduate personal statements, and prospects.ac.uk is a really good website for getting an overview of how to put together a personal statement. So do check out those sections. There is a postgraduate studies section on My Career Hub as well. And if you want to look at Bournemouth University's postgraduate study courses, there's a link there to the website. Another website that's really good, particularly if you're looking at master's courses, is findamasters.com. So, do check out those websites early on. Give yourself plenty of time. So say on your undergraduate course, if you're in your final year, you should be really doing your research maybe over the summer holidays before you go into the final year of your course. So top tips for perfect personal statements. Remember the purpose of the personal statement is to try and explain why you are the right person to be going onto their particular course. So 50% of it should be about you and 50% should be about the university and the course. Include relevant information that needs to be there. So make sure that if you've only got 500 words, that you cut out anything that isn't really going to be that relevant to them. And, just cutting and pasting a personal statement to different universities isn't going to cut the mustard there. It's your opportunity to say the things about you that, will interest and encourage them to shortlist you and put you onto the course. And we can't state as much as possible to proofread it again, and then proofread it once more. Use your academics to have a look at it. You can speak to the careers team. We'll be more than happy to go through with it and give you some help and support. And you've got access to the videos. You've got access to the resources on My Career Hub and those other websites that we've just talked about. So if you have any more questions about personal statements for postgraduate courses, whether it is actually masters or even PhDs, then do come and visit us. And you can find us in the careers zone. There's one at Pool House and also at the Lansdowne. And you can email us at careers@bournemouth.ac.uk. Thank you very much.